thank you for joining us in BMWC's Safety for Life program. The focus of today's video and training will be proper techniques to lead an effective task hazard analysis, or THA. The purpose of a THA is to ensure that before any task is started on a BMWC project, a plan has been developed to safely execute the work, hazards have been identified and mitigated, and the plan has been effectively communicated to all the crew members involved. As you watch the video and go through the training, please pay special attention to the following key topics. The THA should be reviewed anytime the task or conditions change and new hazards are introduced. Task assignments should be clearly reviewed with all crew members, and the foreman should test for understanding. All required permits, drawings, and any other necessary documentation should be reviewed. THA discussions should take place at the work location with a pre-inspection of the area. All crew members should be present with a good interactive discussion. Hazard identification should be the focus of the conversation, including what could go wrong, impacts to other trades and operations, and worst-case scenarios. All specific hazards are clearly identified and documented. Clear instructional control measures should be documented and may include when crews should stop and reevaluate the work. Remember that THAs are mandatory on every job, and they're one of the most important things that we will do to make sure that our work is executed safely in the complex and dangerous environments which we work. So please watch closely and help BMWC send all of our employees home safely every day. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dave Barker, foreman with BMWC. Today we're going to be talking about task hazard analysis, or THA. This process, along with group participation, will help you and your crew be aware of the constant changes in the construction industry. Have a safe day and enjoy the video. Good morning, guys. Today's project is the gravity drain at the VRU 200. Planned emergency phones are 1212 or pound 1 from a mobile radio. Does everybody know how to summons for help?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Today's date is September 18th. Weather conditions are clear. It's going to be 75 and sunny. Our evacuation areas are 10, 13B, and 42 we'll use as an alternate. Todd Lush is our area authority, and Jim Kiefer is our job rep. Peyton and Troy are our safety reps, and they can be found on radio number 4302. QC has been notified of the work we're going to be doing today. Does anybody feel like they've been harassed or discriminated against?
No.
Nope. No. Okay. Some of the tools and equipment we're going to be using today are ladders, hand tools, gas power tools, air tools, and electric tools. Guys, please inspect all these tools before using them and keep the guards and handles in place. We're going to have a fresh air trailer today too. Hard hat, safety glasses, and air plugs are at a minimum. Is everybody's monitor up to date?
Yep.
Okay. When we go in the hole, we're going to have a 4-gas meter with us too. Our task today, we're going to be installing pipe at the north side of the excavation. Can anybody tell me about any hazards involved with that, Jim?
Falling loads, pinch points.
Falling loads and pinch points. Marshall, what are we going to do to control that?
Watch for line of fire, check rigging, make sure everything's good.
Okay, great. Anything else?
Just got to be aware of where you're at and where everybody else is at, and don't pay attention to just yourself, pay attention to everybody else too.
Okay.
A lot of crafts there.
A lot of crafts. Okay, so we got to watch out for sim ops too. Make sure we're aware of where our hands are at all times, pinch points, stuff like that. We're also going to be removing a sewer lid under fresh air and installing a discharge pipe from the pump. Some of the basic hazards are always slip, trips, and falls and uneven ground. That's every day, everywhere, guys. So we keep our eyes on our path, keep good footing. Remember, this is a live unit we're working on. So everything around us is live and working. So be aware of our surroundings. Take time and use the 20-20-20 method. Does anybody know what that is?
Take every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look around for 20 feet in all directions for any changes.
Okay, yeah. Things change out here constantly. That's one thing we do know, so be aware of that. When we go to use Hotworks, we'll make sure we contain our sparks 100%, and we keep the fire watch in place for 30 minutes after the last spark is flown. And remember, when we're working with these elevated loads, Jim, like you said, you know, we make sure we use a vest, horn, tag lines, make sure everyone in the area is aware that there's an overhead load. Okay? Remember, the last thing that we do that nothing is so important that we can't do it safely or right the first time, okay? In our permit package, we have a Hot Works permit. We got to be locked out. Everybody locked out on a lockbox 39?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We do have a permit for a crane lift, and we are going to be entering a confined space. There's a fresh air checklist in there, and there's a variance in there for blinding. And there's an ERP that is written, that is in there, that is current and up to date, that I just checked. I walked job down this morning. Everything appears to be in good order. We will all go over it right at the job site before we start work, okay? Does anybody give me 2 examples of how somebody can get killed today?
H2S.
H2S, there's gases everywhere.
Falling loads.
Falling loads, correct. So stay out of the line of fire, and the H2S, make sure we, in the event of our monitors do go off, we walk crosswind and make sure everybody knows, okay? The MSDSs, does everyone know where to find them?
Control room.
Yes, the MSDSs are in the control room, correct. Zero Energy is verified. We have open lines. We verified that the other day. We will double check before we start. Everybody, please inspect your fall protection before you put them on. Check for frays and burns. And we need someone to do an audit on the permit. Today, Marshall, I believe it's your turn. Will you do an audit on the permit to make sure that everything's in line, okay?
Yep.
All right. Gas tests were done by the operator. Everything came back good. And then there are multiple process hazards where we're going to be working. You know, you guys all said we got H2S, that's process hazard. What else do we got?
Have benzene.
We have benzene. We're disturbing the ground, so there could be all types of gases, okay? We have pressure. There's nitrogen.
Steam leaks.
Steam leaks, anything like that. Guys, if you guys see anything that needs to be addressed, come on out, get me, and we'll get operations and we'll get it taken care of before we proceed, okay? And the owner has not added any unplanned work as of yet. In the case of any work scope change that we have not talked about today, we will stop and re-go over the hazards that are involved with that specific task. So please don't do nothing that we didn't talk about this morning, okay? Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add? Questions or comments or concerns?
We've got that pipe that we're going to drop in the hole. We're probably going to need the carpenters to come by and move some of the scaffold to get that in today.
Okay.
If I can get a hold of them.
Okay, I talked to the carpenters last night. They'll be around first thing in the morning. I'll talk to them about that. Thanks.
Will the laborers be running a generator next to the hole?
Yeah, I actually talked to him yesterday at the end of the day to find out their plan. They're going to start it up. They said for a little bit around lunchtime. So when they do start that up, remember guys, you got to be aware of the CO2 emissions after they do start that up. So keep an eye on our gas monitors when you hear that thing running, and then we'll take care of it from there. Okay? Anybody else? All right, guys, let's go to work and be safe and have a great day, okay?